It's hard to believe that it's been 1 year ago, but it's true. A year ago, I actually started collecting something or adding something to my MLP collection that a lot of people in reality have actually been collecting for quite some time. And it's not just MLP either. It's manga, it's anime, it's video game characters, it's cartoon characters, comic book characters, you name it. But recently, over the past year, I started collecting something that a lot of people might find to be a little questionable at times, depending on how you feel about it. And that, of course, is what's known as Dakimakuras. Dakimakuras are basically the Japanese term for body pillow or body pillow cases. But the reason they're called this for a specific reason, basically, is due to the fact that most of these Dakimakuras are designed with characters on them on the back, on both the front and the back. Now, sometimes these Dakimakuras could be a little questionable in the design. There's no doubt about that. But if you're a collector, it's just something you have to overlook. And if you respect people for what they collect when it pertains to, let's say, a franchise that they might be a fan of, then you really shouldn't have anything to be upset about or questioning when it comes to, what they make part of the collection in the long run. Now, for me, like I said, I started doing this about over a year ago. Actually, it'd be about 11 days 11 days ago from today, about a year ago, that I started collecting these. That's right. On January 8th of last year is when I first got my first Dakimakura in the mail. And I followed that up later on by getting several more Dakimakuras as well. However, they varied in size. And what I mean by varied in size is during my run last year, I ended up getting two 50 by 150 centimeters or 50 by 150 cms, if you will, Dakimakuras, as well as I ended up getting two 35 by 100 centimeters Dakimakuras as well. Now the first one I ever did get, of course, was Rarity. That's right. These, believe it or not, are My Little Pony Friendship is Magic inspired Dakimakura pillowcases that I have pillows inside. Now they do sell the standard size pillow to put in these, but unfortunately, when I was looking at Walmart at the time that I got these Dakimakura pillowcases, basically my job did not sell the right size pillow that I needed. But they did sell one that was close enough to where I could take a small pillow that I would get later on and attach it as one to kind of fill out, the whole case, the whole pillowcase, if you will. But yeah, Rarity was my first one. And of course, basically I had to get her because she's one of the characters that got me into MLP FIM in the first place besides the fandom. Now, besides Rarity, I also ended up getting another one, and this of course is one of the smaller versions. This of course is one of the smaller versions out there. This is the 35 by 100 size, I believe. And this is a Princess Luna. Now, I didn't know it was going to be this size until I saw it, and I figured, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It will do, basically, for the time being. I mean, I do know that they do sell a bigger pillowcase of her with a similar design, both front and back. So I know this is one that's bigger, that's basically the same size as the Rarity that I might potentially get in the near future if still available. But yeah, I ended up getting this after I ended up getting Rarity, if you will. Sorry about the pause there. I was trying to think about what I was going to say. And then the next one, of course, was another big one. And this is a Princess Celestia. That's right. This was another big one I got. And basically, I did exactly the same thing I did with the Rarity one. I ended up getting a pillow that was about almost close to the size I needed. as well as I bought some other pillows to stuff in there to kind of fill out the gap. So yeah, I ended up getting Princess Celestia as the second biggest Dakimakura pillow that I would get. And then, last but not least, for the time being, I got another small 30 by 100 centimeter pillow, and this one of Sunset Shimmer. And yeah, you know, it's pretty cool to have. Nice collector item. But yeah, she was the second smallest one I got, next to Luna, if you will. She was the second smallest one next to Luna. Now, with that said, there is one thing that people will point out about these Dakimakuras, whether they're based on something like MLP, FIM, anime, manga, Western animation, comic books, video games, you name it. There is one thing that a lot of people will point out about them. And that is how one side of the pillow is designed in a kind of PG-13 way, while the other is kind of borderlining around very, let's put it, adult animation from an EAA perspective, an extreme adult animation perspective. And that's a perfectly understandable question to ask, because yes, that's basically what has caused Dakimakuras all over the world, whether it's Japan, China, here in the US, Canada, Mexico, wherever. This is what's caused Dakimakuras to get the reputation that they have. Yes, it does allow artists to have the opportunity to show their appreciation for a franchise, and if not their love for a franchise, by creating a Dakimakura of a certain character or characters from that franchise. And when you look at something like Sunset here, you would say, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty appropriate, right? But then when you look on the back and you look at her expression a little bit there, it's almost like, yeah, what are they trying to imply? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, again, it's perfectly understandable that people would be wondering why one side would be appropriate and one side would be kind of on the teasing, naughty side of things, if you know what I mean. And again, like I said, that's what caused Dakimakuras to blow up the way they did. Now, I do recall Lily Pete, aka Lily Orchard, Jerry, if you will, do a video on this entire situation. In fact, Lily pointed out in this video that at one of the, I think, what was it, BabsCon or TrotCon, one of them, BronyCon, I think, one of the last BronyCons, that they noticed that there were Dakimakuras hanging in full display. They were hanging right in full display for everybody to see. Now they pinpointed out the fact that some of these that were in plain sight were basically not appropriate for kids' eyes. And that is indeed true, because there were some that should have been turned around to show the more appropriate side of things for that character on that Dakimakura than what was shown that was shown basically during the convention, and especially during the day. But yeah, I understand I understand where someone like Lily is coming from when they talk about something like that not having any business, being on display during the day of a convention, like let's say BronyCon or TrodCon or BabsCon. But it almost sounds like to me, and I mean this with no offense to Lily, but it almost sounds like to me that Lily would be okay if the Dakimakuras was seen at night when it's mostly adult fans, but not when you have kids around. And again, that's perfectly understandable and respectful to kind of see where Lily's coming from in that case. But yeah, Dakimakuras have kind of a reputation, if you know what I mean. Mostly because, on one side, you get innocence, and on the other, you kind of get a questionableness, if you know what I mean. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. It's just, like I said, artistic people showing their appreciation for stuff. Like, here you have Celestia, everything looks fine on this side, But then on the other, you kind of get this expression like, yeah, you know, she's teasing, doing a naughty tease, if you will. And the same with rarities. Right here, the same with rarities. If you know what I mean. Rarities is a little bit more clean on the teasing department than I think all the others were. But yeah. Again, Dakimakuras, you know, as far as I've known for the past several years, have had quite the reputation. And by having that reputation has caused a lot of people to gain a lot more interest in exactly what they are and what the big fuss is about. And honestly, I don't see much of a big fuss, you know, at all. I mean, I understand, you know, maybe where some people are coming from, you know, because of the two-sided deal. But overall, I don't really see any problem. Excuse me, whatsoever. I really don't. All I see is just somebody showing their love and respect for a fandom and a franchise that, you know, went beyond anybody's expectations from what it was originally intended to be. But with that said, though, I also wanted to come on here and, you know, kind of celebrate 1 year of being a collector of the Dakimakura side of things when it comes to franchises, as well as to let you know that I do have another Dakimakura on the way. This is what I mentioned in the video when I talked about upcoming package openings that will be occurring. One of them is coming from China around next month and into March, which is another Dakimakura. And I will let you know that Dakimakura is a small Dakimakura, just like, you know, Sunsets is. But it will be of Princess Cadence. So we're getting Cadence in the house real soon. But anyway, though, guys, just wanted to come on here and share my story of when I started collecting the Dakimakuras, kind of give you my thoughts on what has, you know, caused Dakimakuras to kind of blow up the way they have in popularity, and why they get such a controversial kind of rap, if you will, in the eyes of some, but also to let you know that there's nothing really wrong with it, you know, depending on your viewpoint of things when it comes to just appreciating the artwork that gets put into making some of these things a reality. So anyway, though, guys, let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like. I mean, I know some people might think this is, you know, this is something that, you know, you shouldn't really be talking about on camera, but you know what? I have no problem with it. I'm cool with it. You know, and I'm sure a lot of people out there as well are cool with it, because there are people here on YouTube that share their own Dakimakuras as well. In fact, they do videos with the Dakimakuras by their side. So anyway, though, guys, I just wanted to, again, come on here and share a little bit of my history of the past year of collecting these, and also what the newest edition is going to be and how it's going to be coming in the next month or so. So anyway, though, guys, thank you all for watching. You know, comment down below, comment in the live chat if you'd like. Stay safe, take care, God bless, and I am out. Peace.